zijn die kinderen van Israël. Jullie natie gaat betalen voor wat jullie hebben gedaan tegen de kinderen van Israël. Oké? We leven in de eindtijd, oké? Wanneer Rusland en Amerika gaat oorlog 3 beginnen wanneer Rusland en Amerika gaat oorlog 3 beginnen, right? Met Iran en Israël, dan deze empire gaat vallen, oké? Thermonuclear destruction. We leven in een nuclear age, oké? En deze nuclear bombs gaan het gebruiken. Het is called World War III, oké? Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Right? Righteousness is going to look down from heaven. The Father is going to see all the righteousness that we're doing. Right? The chariots of them is what? Is the righteous angels of the Lord. They're looking out to deliver us. Right? And then when we get beaten down and we come down, it says, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Right? Because when we be in those chariots, we're going to be looking down. Right? The righteous judgment of the Lord. When the world, parts of the world is going to be engulfed in fire by the thermonuclear destruction. And we're going to be looking down. Right? And that goes into that prophecy. It says, let me see if I get a scripture. Select it. Let me see if I get it. It's supposed to be here. Revelations 15 and 2. Right? And it says, Revelations 15 and 2. And it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. Right? Because what's going to happen is that the children of Israel, they're going to be beamed up in those so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel, right? They're going to be beamed up, right? And then they're going to be out in the atmosphere, out into space actually, looking at certain, like, kind of close in a way, but out into space that they're going to be able to see the earth, and it's going to be looking like a glass mingled with fire, because it's going to, you know, like a marble, and then there's fire inside of it, right, burning. It's going to be like that, right? And we're going to be outside the marble looking in, like looking at it, right? You see how the marble, they have those beautiful colors inside of them, and now if they have fire in it, how it's going to look, right? So just take a green marble and just put fire in certain areas of that marble inside, which is, I'm not just saying that that's going to happen, but I'm saying, like, you know, just picture that, you know, in your head, and you would see that that's how it's going to be, that after we get beamed up, we're going to be, when the missiles are coming in the air, right? We're going to be getting beamed up, right? And then when we're going to go out in space one time, and then the missile's going to land and going to hit, and we're going to be looking down at the certain parts of the earth being engulfed in fire by the thermonuclear bombs, right? And we're going to be seeing them. We're going to be seeing it's going to be looking as a sea of glass, as it's written here. And it says, and I saw another sign in heaven, great, marvelous. No, Salakia. Revelation 15 and 2. And it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. A sea of glass, okay, mingled with fire. All right, and that's talking about we out in space looking down at the earth, being hit by those nuclear bombs in different parts of the earth. Right, and that's what it's going into. You Christians don't know the Bible, all right? Y'all Christians do not know the Bible, all right? Y'all a bunch of, how you call them then? Dumb dogs, all right? There's another scripture that I wanted to get on that if I continue reading it. Right. right? Let me go to Isaiah 9 and 5, right? I wanted to get the other one with Noah, you know. Isaiah 9 and 5, right? Let me see if I get that quick. It says Isaiah 9 and 5, and it says, for every battle of a warrior is with confused noise and garment rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Right? Deze land gaat aan eind komen. Deze land gaat aan eind komen met nuclear bombs. Jullie blanke mensen gaan in slavernij. Jullie zijn de devil. Oké? Elke blanke mensen hier in Nederland zijn de kinderen van Satan. Oké? That is the white pride. That's the white devil being herself, you know. They're just the devil. You gotta understand that Esau is just a devil. So you just gotta understand that when they react, so it is in their nature, that's them being normal. You understand? So you can't, like, you know, just be careful and take good heed, right? Because they will also kill you too as well, you know. So the Lord have 25, take good heed of him. Never trust thy enemy. Right? Never trust thy enemy. And it says, for every battle of a warrior is with confused noise and garment rolling blood, but they shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So this war that's coming, before wars were fought with they were fought the wars were fought with swords, you know. When you're fighting with the swords, right? You had people screaming and shouting, and people guts flying all over and blood sprinkling on you and so forth, right? So that's back then. We would fight with swords, right? With shield. We would fight with you know, with bow and arrow and this different type of weaponry. But this one is gonna be with fuel of fire, all right? And that fuel of fire is that nuclear destruction, all right? That's gonna come upon this earth, right? Right? So, let me see if I got something here quick. Boom. So let's continue. So man, dit zijn de echte kinderen van Israël, oké? De Negro's, Latinos en Native Americans en de Cabo Verdeans, die zijn de echte kinderen van Israël, oké? Wat zijn jullie afkomst? Wat is je afkomst? Cabo Verdean. Je bent van de Cabo Benjamin. Ik ben een Israëlite. Oké, we zijn dezelfde mensen die zijn in de Caribbean. We zijn dezelfde mensen in Cabo Verde, omdat de slaafscheep van West-Afrika ging naar Cabo Verde en ze gaven de mensen een gedeelte en ze brachten naar de Caribbean. Snap je? Jullie zijn de kinderen van Israël, jullie moeten wakker worden. Okay? There's a lot of Cabo Verdean here in Nederland, you know? So we live on this side of the world, you know? They're the same people as the Caribbean. So it says here, right? And I saw, and it says, right. So it says here, Revelations 15 and 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. And then they have gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, standing on a sea of glass, having harps of the Most High. So basically, we're gonna be out in space watching the thermonuclear destruction taking place here in the world. And we're gonna be in the chariots with instruments of music, playing music with instruments, right? And watching down and rejoicing the downfall of this wicked empire, right? Because that's when we are in power now, because that's the end. That's the end of this so-called white man empire. All right? Come closer, man. Zijn jullie Cape-Verdean, van de Caribbean? Jullie zijn de echte kinderen van Israël. Oké? Als jullie zijn niet van de Caribbean en Latin America, oké? West Indies. All right? So basically, it says that and it says, and I saw as the were a sea of glass and mingled with fire, and then they had gotten the victory, right? We are the ones that are here teaching this word, and if the Lord willing, I be one of those men that's gonna get the victory over the, it says, and then they had gotten the victory, right? Over the beast, which is NATO and the EU. Here, take this, man. You can check us here on YouTube. Hier. Je kan ons hier vinden op YouTube. Zie je al deze YouTube kanaal hier? Je kan hier.
Oh, dan kan ik checken nog?
Ja, je kan ons checken. We zijn overal naar jullie. Wat is dit of Suriname of zo?
Suriname.
Oké, je bent van de tribe of Benjamin. Oké, je bent een Israëlite. Die slaaf die wordt gebracht naar Amerika, ze waren niet allemaal Afrikanen. We waren de kinderen van Israël. Oké, die worden gebracht because of prophecies. Right? Laat me je een kleine tekst lezen voordat je gaat. Klein tekst. Kom brother, kom. Klein tekst.
Wat is de boodschap dan?
De boodschap is dat 12.000 van elke tribe moet wakker worden. Oké, en dan gaat die eind komen. Omdat de kinderen van Israël zijn in slavernij.
Aan wat?
De eind van deze wicked empire. En die andere mensen, ze gaan in slavernij onder ons. Omdat we zijn de kinderen of Israël die loopt door de Red Sea met Mozes. En we waren in Israël, we hebben de law, statutes, commandments gebroken. We onthouden niet aan de regels. En de vader zegt, omdat je onthoudt niet aan de regels, die gaan jullie naar Amerika in slavernij brengen. En de vader brengt ons in slavernij naar Amerika on escape. Oké? Alright. Alright. So I was going to read him, to Ibi, but I guess it is not important for them to know this knowledge. You understand? Right. So basically it says that got over the beast, right? It says, mingle with fire, and then they gotten victory over the beast, which is the NATO, right? The EU, right? And the New World Order and so forth, right? And over his image, right? Which is that New World Order that he's going to try to implement, and we have to worship it and receive his mark, as well as worshiping Caesar Borgia, right? Because now we know who he be, so we don't bow down to him, right? Because hey, I used to go to the Christian church before when I didn't know better. I raised up going to church with my grandmother. Then since I was a little toddler, my grandmother had me carrying me in the church, and she while she's singing and clapping, while she had me on her hair sleeping on my shoulder. Okay, when I was a little small kid. That's how I was raised, right? Right? And over his image and over his mark, right? And over his mark, right? And what's that mark? The RFID chip, right? Which is the mark of the beast. Let me see if I got that mark. Right? And this is the mark. And over his mark, you have to be careful with this one. Revelations 13 and 16 to 17. Right? That's the mark of the beast there. RFID chip. Small as a grain of rice. Alright? That's what I'm gonna control you, monitor you. Your every move, wherever you go, it's gonna grow with your nerves, right? It's gonna communicate with your body,